come backwards and you turn. They will really kick your hey. What? Yeah, they will really kick your hey. It's the nuts.
Yeah, I bet.
Is Sister Helen all right?
Don't worry. You're only going to get stuck with me for today. Sister Helen will be back tomorrow. What are you doing up here so early?
I just wanted to do some studying, Sister.
Well, take that babushka off when you're inside, girlie.
Yes, Sister.
Did you get your hair cut?
Yes, Sister. My mother made me go to the barber shop with my brother and get my hair cut too.
It looks very nice.
Yes, Sister.
My older sister, God rest her soul, my older sister always used to wear her hair that way. We lived on a farm. She was a big, strong girl, so she was allowed to work in the fields. She had to wear her hair that way, or else it would always be catching in something. I wanted to wear my hair the way my sister did, but I was little then too. I had to help my mother around the house. She always kept my hair in pigtails. How I hate pigtails. Makes a body look like a freak. What are you crying about, girl?
I hate my hair. I hate myself. All the other girls have such pretty hairstyles. Me, I look so ordinary.
Child, none of God's creations is ordinary. What a terrible thing to say.
I'm sorry, Sister.
Have you ever helped your mother make cookies?
Yes, Sister.
Well, miss, let me tell you something. There are no cookie cutters in heaven. In his kitchen in the sky, God's been cooking. He's been baking up the world and all the stars. And if all the people in the world were cookies, he would fill up 1,000,000 cookie jars. Did you ever take the time to stop and notice that no two are quite alike when he gets done? There are no cookie cutters up in heaven. With his hands he has shaped every one. Every mother, father, daughter, every son. There are no cookie cutters up in heaven. With his hands he has shaped every one. Now it took the Lord 6 days to make creation. Then he turned around and saw that it was good. So he took the Sunday off and put his feet up, knowing everything turned out the way it should. It's not up to us to quibble with our Maker, 'cause he knew what he was doing, and it's done. There are no cookie cutters up in heaven. With his hands he has shaped every one.
I know everything you say is true, Sister, but...
What's the matter, honey?
All the other girls, they always make fun of me and call me fatty and a tub of lard. In a few minutes, they're all going to be up here. And when they see my hair looking like this, they're all going to laugh at me.
No, they won't, child. Your hair looks just fine.
Sister Helen told us that if we were ever unhappy, we should pray to the Blessed Virgin. And I do, sister. Every day I pray to her that the other girls will like me. I know they don't mean what they say, but it still bothers me. Maybe the Blessed Virgin is testing me. Or maybe she thinks it's a selfish prayer.
No, honey, it's not a selfish prayer. Becky, take this note to the principal's office.
Yes, sister. Sister, could a person become a nun if they were a little overweight?
Of course, but you're much too young to bother about such things. There are some folks he made 'em very pretty, but there's some of us who turned out not so hot. But if all of us will struggle on together, we must make the very best of what we've got. Some are clever, some are wise, and some are brilliant. But with others, well, I think he was having fun. There are no cookie cutters up in heaven. With his hands, he has shaped everyone. 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 Every mother, father, daughter, every son. There are no cookie cutters up in heaven. With his hands, he has shaped everyone. Now get out of here.
Thank you, sister. You guys.
Sister Helen has a touch of the flu, so she asked me to take over her class for today. This being May 1st, the first day of Mary's month, Sister also asked me to pick a girl to crown the Blessed Virgin Mary. A very great honor indeed. Pretty statue, huh? Huh?
Yes, sir.
But I don't think the Blessed Virgin really looked like that. You know, she was only about 14 years old when God asked her to be the mother of his son. The land Mary lived in was mostly desert. A few days before Christ was born, she and Joseph had to travel to a distant city by donkey. A chickie like that would never have made it. No one knows for sure what the Blessed Virgin really looked like, but I have my own ideas. She had to be a strong woman to have survived all of that. You can bet God didn't choose a pansy for his mother. She had to be a woman with meat on her bones, but she also had to be a woman who was as strong on the inside as she was on the outside. Someone who could be hurt without wanting to hurt back. Hey, look! Stand, please. Oh, Mary, we crown thee with blossoms today, Queen of the angels, Queen of the May. Oh, Mary, we crown thee with blossoms today, Queen of the angels, Queen of the May.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. This week, I disobeyed my parents 4 times, and I got kicked out of my Boy Scout troop.
What for?
Tying an obscene knot. You see, you get a good, firm
I
grip on
don't
the
want to hear it. For your penance, say the rosary and make a good act of contrition.
Thank you, Father.
Bless me, Father, for... okay. Bless me, Father, for...
I have sinned.
You did?
Hey, Ryan. There's no way I'm gonna be able to tell Father how many times I sinned this week.
Why not?
There were just too many to keep track of. I must have committed at least 1,000 venial sins. But that's better than committing even one mortal sin. Yeah, Ryan, I mean, if you die with 1,000,000 venial sins on your soul, you still won't go to hell. But if you commit even one mortal sin and don't get to confession, that's the ball game.
Right. How am I ever going to tell Father my first mortal sin? Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Father, last week I committed a Last Sunday afternoon, Father, I stole $5 my dad left on the kitchen table. I sure would hate to go to hell for a lousy $5. Being on fire for all eternity? Being in hell?
Don't worry. If you obey God's law, you'll go to heaven.
Actually, Father, I'm not in any rush to go to heaven either. I'd like to stay right where I am. I don't know why. I don't catch on to things too fast. Like in school, we have different reading groups. The smart kids, like Mary Kenny, are in the Cardinals. The average kids are in the Robins, and the dumb kids, like me, are in the Sparrows. The nun said she might have to make a special reading group just for me. Depke said it was going to be called the Droppings.
Why did you steal the money?
You see, Father, this month the nun is using our mission money to buy pagan babies. For every $5 the class puts in the box, we get to buy a pagan baby. I was the very first kid in my class to buy his very own pagan baby. We even get to name the baby. I wanted to name him Trigger, after Roy Rogers' horse. The nun wouldn't go for it, though. She wrote down the name Francis on the form. Francis! That very night, I had a nightmare that the pagan baby grew up, came to America, and hunted me down for naming him Francis.
Why did you steal the money?
Well, Father, I can't explain why. I had to. I was eternally damned for at least a week. It was the longest week of my life. I couldn't wait. But I made it, Father. Here I am.
Are you sorry for your sins?
Yes, Father.
Then for your penance, say 5 Our Fathers and 5 Hail Marys. And to help you with your troubles in school and all, try praying to the patron saints.
The patron saints? Saint Christopher, patron saint of travelers. I'm going nowhere, but you can be my guide. Saint Anthony, patron saint of things that can't be found. I'm not lost, I'm only trying to hide. Saint Raymond, patron saint of the falsely accused. I didn't do it. Okay, I did. Saint Nicholas, Patron saint of children, hear my plea. Let them know I'm just a kid.
The patron saints only want to help you.
Patron saints want to help me?
When you're in a jam, they get you off of the hook.
I'm always in a jam, Father.
For every little melody, a saint has got the remedy. They're up in heaven, but their names are in the back of the book.
St. Thomas, patron saint of Catholic schools. I'm really trying. I know I'm slow, but please don't laugh. St. Dismas, patron saint of prisoners, can you get me out? Intercede,
Please intercede.
on my behalf.
St. George,
Saint Winifred, Saint Cassian,
the patron saint of Boy Scouts.
of virgins, stenographers.
St. Kennegard, the patron saint of children in danger. Listen to my
Listen
prayer.
to my prayer.
Saint Sebastian,
Saint
the
Akka,
patron saint of vocation, of athletes.
of philosophers.
St. John Birchman, the patron saint of altar boys, show me that you
Show me that you
Saint
care.
Catherine,
Saint Susan,
St. Susan, the patron saint of doubters,
of chastity.
of defilement.
Saint John, patron saint of travel hostesses. Please help me, I declare.
Help me, I declare.
Help me. Saint Microbalgus,
Saint Weary Free,
Saint of sweethearts.
Stammers,
of vegetables.
Saint Margaret of Cortana, patron saint of repentant women.
listen to my prayer.
The patron saints want your veneration.
I venerate him, Father, I venerate him.
They can give you a break if you give them a
How come
call.
nobody ever told me all this before?
When you're stuck in a catastrophe, a saint has got the master key. Just call the number, 'cause no wonder he's too large or small.
I get headaches.
Pray to Saint Teresa.
Saint Joseph aspirate.
Going crazy.
Saint if not really cares.
Cardinal.
I'm in such a hopeless situation.
Saint Jude knows your desperation.
I'm a lost cause. Saint Jude, hear my prayer.
Go in peace, my son.
You mean I'm free? Free from sin? I'm back from the world of the spiritually dead. That's gotta be the best feeling in the world. Free!
Ryan,
Yes, Father.
my mother's name was Frances.
Hear my Becky, I just got accepted into St. Patrick Bremer High School.
Oh, Eddie, I'm so glad. At St. Anne's, they told me that in my first year, I could take both Latin and trigonometry.
Wow, 2 foreign languages. I sure hope you can still help me with my homework if I need it.
Sure, Eddie.
Well, I gotta go now.
Bye.
Bye.
Boys, now that you are in the 8th grade and only a few months away from starting high school, you should pray to God and ask Him if you truly have a vocation. Perhaps you are one of the special few chosen by God for the priesthood. Now think about it, boys.
Maybe.
And if you have any questions about the many seminaries in the area,
Father, is it a sin if you eat meat on Friday if I'm on a ship out to the ocean and we're crossing the international date line? Well, the front of the boat is,
but I'm on the back part of the ship. And I'm about to eat a hot dog. But it's not an all-meat hot dog, Father. It's got a lot of filler.
According to the laws of the Holy Mother Church.
Oh, speaking of mothers, Father, is it a sin if you have these 2 goldfish?
Goldfish?
And they die, and your mother, instead of burying them, she flushes them down the toilet?
Well, it wouldn't make any difference, since they're obviously not Catholic.
Oh, yes, they are, Father. I should know, because my mother won them at bingo.
Louis?
Father, is it a sin?
Yes, it is, Louis. Sit down. All right now, where was I? As young Catholic men, you should avoid all members of the opposite gender who are publics. If you associate with non-Catholic girls, you run the risk of getting seriously involved with one.
Yeah.
And before you realize it, you end up marrying her without fully comprehending the tremendous consequences of what you've done. Now, if a non-Catholic marries a Catholic, what must the non-Catholic do?
I know.
Phooey, Louis. Michael?
Well, my old man's a non-Catholic, and, my father is non-Catholic, and he told me what he had to do.
And what did your father tell you, Michael?
He told me he had to sign his life away.
Shut up and sit down! Remember, boys, if you never date a non-Catholic girl, you're never gonna find yourself involved in a mixed marriage.
Barney Biskel did.
Who is Barney Biskel?
He's my cousin, Father. His mother wouldn't allow him to date non-Catholic girls, but he got involved in a mixed marriage anyway.
That's impossible. Who did he marry?
Somebody named Bob.
Girls, sit down. Girls, now that you're on retreat, we are going to discuss a few topics involving 2 genders, masculine gender and feminine gender.
All right.
Girls, you must never wear black patent leather shoes because they reflect up.
Yes, sister.
Never wear pearls because they reflect down.
Yes, sister.
You must never go to a restaurant with white tablecloths because that reminds the boys of bed.
Yes, sir.
If you're in a crowded car and you have to sit on a boy's lap, make sure there's a telephone book between you.
Yes, sister.
Girls, I've mimeoed some info that I think you might find helpful.
Concerning making out? What you should know, it is a mortal sin to 1. Pet. Feeling around in the wrong places. 2. Neck. Both heads on each other's shoulders and embracing. 3. French kissing. Touching tongues. 4. It is also a sin to kiss passionately. A kiss becomes passionate when it lasts for more than 5 seconds, or when there are a number of kisses with intervals of less than 2 minutes. Gee, kissing good is hard enough. Now I have to learn how to handle a stopwatch? 5. Going all the way. Together or alone?
Girls, you must always keep in mind that boys have only 2 basic drives, sex and hunger. Once they get rid of one, they go right after the other.
Once there was a boy about your age. Let's say his name was Johnny Jones. Johnny Jones was a good Catholic boy. He went to Mass and Holy Communion once a week. He obeyed his parents. He treated his little sister like a human being. The only thing Johnny Jones did wrong was that he kept dirty pictures in his wallet. One day, Johnny Jones stepped off the curb and was run over by a truck. It broke both of his arms and both of his legs. His ribs were cracked and he was bleeding all over the street. But that wasn't his problem, boys. His problem was that as the ambulance rushed him off to the hospital, he knew that in a very few minutes his parents would be right behind him and they would find those disgusting pictures in his wallet. Now, even if Johnny Jones had been lucky enough to die, he still wouldn't have avoided the embarrassment. Finding dirty pictures in your wallet is not the kind of thing that can be skipped in a eulogy. It would have to be mentioned.
Man, I'm sure glad I don't keep dirty pictures in my wallet.
Me too. Me too.
Gentlemen, your teenage years lie just ahead. It's time that certain private things be said. There'll be changes in your bodies and temptations in your paths. Your voices will get lower and you'll need to take more baths. So imitate the saints and purify your hearts and ignore the urges of your private parts. Don't think lewd thoughts about a woman's form. Eternity's a long time and hell gets awful warm. Oh, your idle hands will get you into trouble. So don't pay attention to your private parts. Don't touch yourselves, no matter how you yearn. Not even just a little, or you'll burn, burn, burn. So you'd better leap into a nice cold shower. And don't pay attention to your private parts.
Sex is for procreation. It's not used for recreation.
No, you can't hide your habits from your family and your friends. From the first touch, your secret starts to show. First the pimples, then the warts. Your growth becomes stunted. Your brain turns to jelly.
Till the shame of our error turns to horror, then to terror.
Till the hair upon your palms begins to grow. So keep your mind above your belt and your thoughts out of the sewer, 'cause an evil thinker's just as guilty as an evil doer, or your private parts will get you into trouble. Keep them out of sight, keep them out of mind. You've got to do what's right or end up deaf, dumb, and blind. So don't pay attention to your private parts.
All right, girls, let's review from this morning. If you're thinking of doing it, then it's called
An impure thought.
if, God forbid, you go ahead and do it anyway, then it's called
An impure act.
if you do it with your husband, then it's called
The marriage act.
if you do it with someone other than your husband, then it's called
Adultery.
if you don't do it at all, then it's called
Holiness.
if, God forbid, you do it with yourself, then it's called
Self-abusement.
always, always remember this, girls. If you go too far, you will lose your immortal souls to the eternal fires of hell.
Ooh. Becky, how far is too far?
I don't know.
Virginia?
What a jerk.
Mary? I'm thinking. How far is too far? How far is all the way? Is it too far to Laredo? Oh, they never really say. Is all the way a feeling or something that you do? Well, I'll never ask the question, but I wish I knew. I wish I knew. How far is too far? How far is all the way? How far is into trouble? Does it matter if you pray? Does it matter if you love him? Can you tell if it's too late? Should I let a fella kiss me on the second day? How far is too far? How far is all the way? Well, I'll never ask my father, but I wonder what he'd say. I'd like to ask my mother, but she probably doesn't know. So I guess I'll keep on wondering just how far to go. I wish I knew. It's too far. I wish I knew. How far is too far? I wish I knew. How far is too far? How far is too far? The second day. I wonder what my mother'd say. How far is too far?
When we're alone, then how far should I go?
Perhaps she will stop me, or how will I know?
Nobody tells me. What will she allow? If nobody tells me, how will I know? How far is too far? How far is all the way?
Will I like her if she lets me? If she let me, would I stay?
I hope that he'll still like me if I had to tell him no. So I guess I'll keep on wondering just how
far is too far? How far is all the way? They say growing up is easy. Is it everything they say? Someday I'll know the answer, but the answers come so slow.
So I guess I'll keep on wondering just how far to go. I wonder
How far is too far?
No more empty workbook pages, no more dirty looks from nuns. Cause we get another inning and a chance to score some runs. No more alibis for homework, I'll adopt a new routine. Cause we're going into high school once again, the slate is clean. It's finally over, like heaven intended. It's time for the last 8 years of hell to be transcended. We finally did it. We're going to high school. We're gonna walk out of grammar school alive. We won't be back again.
When I do the cool walk, I'm gonna be high school. When I do the big stuff walk, I'll be in high school. We're gonna wear high school jackets on our backs and stop the girls right in their tracks. No more nuns!
No more boys lacking courtesy and poise. We'll be over at St. Brammer's cracking jokes and making noise.
I'll work on the yearbook.
I'll play basketball at my school.
I'll promote school spirit.
Cause we're gonna go to high school.
Bus number 18 to be an up-and-comer, ready to knuckle down to work, get ready to be a freshman.
Thank God,
Thank God,
that they won't be coming back again.
They'll have 3 whole months without them. No more kids with free till autumn. Thank God, we can wash our hands and say amen.
Give a cheer, summer's here, we'll be getting out of here. Graduate, clean the slate, going to high school will be great.